Joe Biden, still running for president. I want to tell you, there was a quick clip I sent to Travis the Wonderful, and this is of Joe Biden, and you likely heard about this, but I want you to hear exactly how Joe Biden talked to a voter when that voter came to a town hall and had the audacity to ask Joe Biden, essentially, what's the story, the straight story with your son, Burisma, son Hunter Biden and the Burisma company, and what happened with the Ukraine, and essentially said, isn't it true you helped get your son a job on the board of Burisma, and it was lucrative for him? So the question isn't in this tape. I want you to hear the way Joe Biden answered and spoke to this American voter.
Most people know, and I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's do Number two, no one has said my son has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion. And no one has ever said it. Not
I didn't
one.
say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC.
You don't hear that in MSNBC. You did not hear that. But you heard. Look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
No, I don't want to.
Well, yeah, you do. But look, Fat, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does.
Any other questions?
Yeah, all right. I'm not voting for you.
Well, I knew you weren't, man. You think I thought you'd stand up and vote for me? You're too old to vote for me. All right, here we go.
Okay, I just want you to spend one moment thinking about this. Just imagine any Republican treating a voter the way Joe Biden just did. He called the guy fat. He challenged him to a push-up contest. The gentleman speaking is a farmer. He's a little overweight. So Joe Biden's trying to show he's a big, tough guy, challenges him to a push-up contest. In a portion you didn't hear, challenged him about who had the higher IQ. As I say, called him fat. And at the end of the day, taking the most absurd line of defense about his son, about Hunter Biden being on Burisma's board, and all that everyone in the country who has a pulse knows happened inside the Ukraine, knows that it was through Joe Biden's contact that Hunter Biden ended up getting a board position on an oil company, energy company named Burisma, when Hunter Biden had no industry knowledge of any kind, no history in oil, no connection to Ukraine, and somehow made, as we've all now been hearing, oodles and oodles of money. What I really want to get at is what that little clip shows about the character of Joe Biden. Number one, in a non-threatening, inconsequential town hall, when someone even raises the question about Burisma and his son, he can't give it's a complicated situation. I can't explain it here in detail at this time. Go to my website. I have a statement there. Or I stand by my son. I believe he did nothing wrong. Or, any one of if you went to a, introductory class in political campaigning, many other choices would have occurred to you as a way to respond to a voter of that kind. That voter was he was confrontational. He's like, I want to know the story about Burisma. But what we saw about Biden in that little clip is just a window on what an extremely frail, insecure, not particularly savvy, defensive, and nasty man he really is. But the second point in the story is this. The media loved that interaction. I just want you to picture if it was done in the reverse, any Republican candidate. But the media described the interaction in a way, and in fact, this was a quote from CNN. The national political reporter, Mae Reston, described the exchange as feisty and a kind of human moment defending his son. Biden showed authenticity, emotion, and readiness for a fight that appeals to so many Democrats. I mean, folks, the media just drooled all over themselves saying how great Biden was handling that unruly voter. I actually think it showed Biden to be weak, frail, defensive, and honestly can't think of what to say in a question which should have been the number one question his handlers prepared him for is, how are you going to respond when someone asks you about Burisma and Hunter? Get your answer ready. I mean, this is what handlers, this is what campaign consultants do. They help you get through the hard questions. They help you think through. Here are your 3 points you're going to say. He had no idea what to say and really made himself look like a petty and mean-spirited man.